Hey everybody, sorry about that. Got a little messed up. Ran out of time. Uh, back in back at the shop. Got back late last night, so really haven't had any time to do a whole lot. But I got some pictures and videos to show, and I was actually just looking for a article I saw on the internet, and now I can't find it. Um, but yeah, LS Fest was a great show. We had pretty good weather. Got a little rain on Saturday morning, but other than that, it was really good for the whole weekend. Thursday, and Friday was pretty hot, and Saturday and Sunday was cooled off tremendously. Uh, Took Dave's car up. Got a lot of information. A lot of people talking about it. A lot of people loved what we did with the car and stuff like that. And Scott drove his Pontiac Le Mans up there. Followed me up with the truck and trailer, and zero issues with that. And he actually ran it down the drag strip, so that worked out real well. So all in all, it was a really great weekend. Um, uh, my wife and my youngest daughter came down from St. Louis. My wife was up visiting, so we had a good family time, and she brought her dog down, and our new shop inspector Benji was hanging with them, and that was a good time. He got some more official training. He's definitely passed all of his traveling certificates. Had no problem riding 8-9 hours at a time, and it worked out really good. Hey Chuck, how you doing? But yeah, that worked out real well, and he rode around in the golf cart real good, and everybody had to stop and pet him. Everybody loves him. So good looking dog, and it worked out well for him. But overall, it was like I said, it was a really great weekend. I've got a lot of videos and stuff to go through to try to get sorted out. So yeah, so we'll I don't have any of that done yet because we left the track at 4, stopped in North Georgia in a town called Dalton. By the time we went to bed, it was 1 o'clock in the morning. Got up about 8. Well, we got up before, but we got back on the road about 8:30, and we got home at right about 8:30ish. No, it was closer to 9 o'clock last night. Of course, we ended up driving through rain for most of Florida. It was good until north of Orlando, and we got some rain. We got some rain around Gainesville, and then it cleared up. Chuck will remember the side panel on the trailer that came loose again. It didn't get as bad. I caught it before it got bad, but we had to stop in Micanopy and get that straightened out. But we were good, smooth sailing all the way till we got to Orlando. Then it was pretty much on and off downpours all the way to home. It was still drizzling even when we got home. But good drive, no issues. Dave's car did well at the show, no issues there. Just a great weekend. I can't wait till next year. It was funny, Scott said, why can't LS Fest be a week long? Because it's just such a good time going to that event. Let me see here. Let me see if we can get some stuff. LS Fest 2025. Okay, so that's the folder I want. see which one of these videos is one we're looking for. Okay, so it's not in that batch. So, like I said, I just started putting some of the videos on my hard drive so I can start doing editing and stuff. And I don't have them all quite sorted out. 875. So I got a little in-car cam on Scott's. Okay. So let me backtrack a little bit here. So here's a few pictures I took of Dave's Chevelle and a buddy Chad's truck and Scott's car. So that's obviously the front of the Chevelle. Engine bay cleaned up. And just another shot of the engine bay. I was able to spend a little bit of time and get some of the aluminum polished up pretty decent. Still needs some more elbow grease, but looking pretty good overall. And that was on the picture on Friday, and I was actually in a little swale area, so the rear end looked goofy. I actually moved the car on Saturday because the way the rear end was twisted, the other tire, the right rear tire was tucked up into the fender, and the left one was hanging out and looked goofy, so I moved it. But I moved it there, but still wasn't happy with it, and I moved it again on Saturday. It looked way better. So here's Scott's car from the outside, from the grandstands. Oh, the music's still blasting. Sorry. I stopped it. There we go. Thanks, Bill, for that. Dave, I didn't see that. I was trying to find stuff. So, yeah, I don't have everything sorted yet. So I'm kind of shooting this from the hip, but the music should be going now. So here's Scott's car from the outside. So that was outside view, and I was able to get inside the car view. So sorry about that, Dave. So anyway, so here's some video from in-car cam.
to turn. Is he going to turn? Yes, he's letting me go.
Yes, that was Scott's reactions going down the track. No, Dave, your car's got the cutouts, not his. That was the truck next to him, for sure. Yeah, so that was his trip down the track. He was going to take a second one, but he decided, he let the car shift automatically, so it really wouldn't be much of anything different. But the car went at 13:59 at 100 miles an hour, which isn't bad for a 430 horse crate motor with with a used transmission, highway gear, rear end. Letting it shift automatically. He didn't power brake or anything. And it's funny, I was actually talking to our buddy Justin, who did some of the engine correction tuning on it. That car still has a factory GM Cruise Connect ECU and transmission controller. And he was saying that the transmission actually short shifts pretty badly. He just wasn't able to get to it to make the corrections. And of course, Scott never drives a car like that anyway, so thought it would be fine. So there's still some more on the table for that car. But he had a good time. That's the main thing. And so now he's been down the drag strip twice in his life. Once in his Corvette and once in the Le Mans. So those are the only two LS cars he has, so it's only two that he can take to that event at this point. Now, if he gets his Samurai project moving along, that may be a third vehicle. Or maybe we can talk him into doing an LS swap into one of his other vehicles. But he had a great time. The Le Mans is a great car, like I told him it would be. I mean, he's got 25,000 miles on that car. He's driven it all over the East Coast. And just been enjoying having the car and driving around and stuff like that. So that was a pretty good time for him, and glad he's able to get it done. He actually got pushed out his first when he was first lined up because he didn't have long pants on. They caught him on that, and they made him go back and put his long pants on. So. But still, he got his one pass in, and like I said, he could have took another one, but he decided just to show the car the rest of the weekend. But yes, that was at Scott's little deal. See what else I got here. Find my folder here again. We did get some. Video on some drifting. Let's see if I can open these up so I can see what. It was a pretty cool Corvette that had been rebodied. I think it's this one here. No. Well, let me put this one. We tried, the crowds were really big there, so it was really hard to get. It's really hard to get video on what was going on. The drift cars really draw big crowds around the track when they run. So we were actually across the driveway and then standing on the back of the golf cart to get these videos. But here's this little number 3. Looks like a Monte Carlo, but it's actually a Corvette that's been reskinned. He actually won the event. But here's this. smoke with very little wind, so it's hard to see them out of all the smoke. That was the so in the drifting, they make 2 laps. One, you're a follower. The second lap, you're a leader. So let's see if I can find the other one. But the guy actually won the event with that car. So here's in that race, he was the leader. Here he's the follower. So, yes, that was that. That was, I think, a semi-final run there, which he won that one. See if we can find a couple more here. Like I said, these aren't edited, so I got to kind of rearrange them to get them going here. Which are these 2 cars? So what they do with drifting, there's a couple rules. First of all, they want it's a show or almost a dance actually. So when you're the lead car, you're leading the following car, and you go around the course, and there's cones and there's boxes that you need to go through so that you're using the full track, and the follow car has to run as close and as tight to you during the run as possible without making contact. And then you switch and do a second round where the leader and the follower switch, and then they judge you on how close you were, how much smoke you made, if there was any really cool angles that you were able to get out of the cars and stuff like that. So it's a judged event. It's kind of weird. It's something that us older people from over 40 don't we gotta learn, because it wasn't around when we were kids, but the young people love it. And I gotta say, it is cool with the motor sitting against the rev limiter and all the smoke. However, if the wind isn't blowing in the right direction, it's hard to see the cars the entire run. But here's a couple more runs of different cars. Now this was all in an elimination series, so they had a qualifying series, but I can show those runs. They were during the day in dry, and for qualifying, they had specific boxes you had to go through to get the proper scoring, to get all the scoring. And the more the car you could get in the box without hitting the cones, the more score you would get, and then that put them into a ladder, and then they ran off. And each pair, there would be a loser. They get eliminated. The winner goes forward. So here's another pair of cars that we're running. Then they would stop there in the box after they got done the run, and then they would wait for the judging to tell them who won. So that was one side, and then here's the same cars. Here's the same cars when positions were switched. So just to maybe make it a little bit more clear, because those were hard to see because it was nighttime and all the smoke, let me show you some of the qualifying runs. Now in the qualifying runs, there was all kinds of people running it, so there was some that didn't even make the event. They didn't get enough points to even qualify for the however many cars they took to the final. But let's show you these. These are in the daytime. You can kind of see them a little better. That's autocross. That doesn't belong there. All right, so here's a daytime qualifying run. You can see here there's a big white box here with green cones. That's one of the boxes they had to go through. Over there's another one, and those kind of give you how the scoring went. So here's this pair on qualifying. That's their warm-up section. That doesn't count. Now they're getting onto the course. Still can't see it.
Drivetrain shock, you don't run that's that same launch that you might have.
So you can kind of see that car. Let me back up that a little bit. You can see, like right there, this guy missed this box entirely. And the follower car wasn't even close to his competitor. So this guy didn't score very good in qualifying. This guy scored pretty good, but he missed this box, which will count against him. And if other guys all got in a box, then obviously they would get a better score. So it's kind of a whole different thing than what we're used to. The angle I moved to on these videos are a little bit better on these qualifying runs. Let's get over so you can see some of this. That guy's pronounced he didn't get any score at all. Yeah, so that guy's opponent totally spun out, and that guy didn't hit the boxes. So, see where these guys are here. It looks like this one might not have had any good. It didn't get clear. Okay, that one's not a good one. Like I said, these are all kind of new, and I haven't really done a whole lot with them yet. All right, so here's one that's not too bad. So here's another qualifying run. These were done during the day. Let me see what else I can find here. I think I switched lenses and it did not work very good at all. Let's see how this one went. So this might be a good one. Let's watch this one. That one you could kind of see. Of course, they didn't get very close to their boxes they were supposed to do. See how this one did. All right, this guy hit most of his boxes, although his follower wasn't doing very good. Box. Got that one. So the lead car in that one had a pretty good run, but the follower was nowhere close. I think this one was actually a guy out there in a Plymouth Satellite. So it was pretty wild, big car to be doing this. And there was also a Monte Carlo. I don't know which one this was, but check this one out. Haven't been able to find a good side-by-side for you guys. And I don't know, on my viewfinder they didn't look so bad, but here they look really bad. Really got the chain link fence in there. This isn't a bad one. The follower car didn't get as close as he should had. Remember, this is where it starts right there. So that one was kind of a decent run. That guy wasn't even close. This one's pretty good. That was a little bit better of a qualifying run. See how this one was. Alright, one opponent broke. Oh, here's the big Charger. This is crazy. This guy was out here with this big, huge car. Wasn't able to stay close enough to stay in the video though. Now they're separated. So like this is a pretty good run here, but a little bit hazier because of the lack of wind.
Yeah, so the Lexus IS.
So they were pretty close on that run.
Inside here, yeah. But I have seen some guys get pretty close.
See, watch these guys didn't even make nearly as much smoke as the other guys.
These cars, yeah, very well represented.
And some of the amount of smoke that the cars make is a testament to the horsepower that they're making. Some of these guys are in the 800-900 horsepower, and some are only 300-400 horsepower. And obviously, they have a harder time. The lower horsepower has a harder time trying to get that connected. So here's one of the qualifying runs from the number 3 car, which eventually was the winner at the race during the night. Way behind, caught right up. Well, that was the Monte Carlo, a real Monte Carlo that was in the event. So the Monte Carlo in the front was a real Monte Carlo. The one in the back is a Corvette with a Monte Carlo looking body on it. Those guys were kind of spaced out far. There's a little bit better action here. And you can imagine how tough it has got to be the follow car, because you can't see where you're going. So it makes it a little harder. So let's see what this is here. This was, so those previous runs were all qualifiers. Now we're in eliminations. It hadn't gotten dark yet, so a little bit better view on the first couple ones.
Smoke, you can't see what's going on in it.
Let's see. It's weird, as soon as you get in certain sections, the video gets pretty dark. That one, she missed the level. We'll watch, look at it. So my daughter was filming these and she was having a good time, but kind of hard with all the smoke.
They were pretty tight.
All right, so here's another pair. This is the first round with the number 3 card that actually won the event. Of course, as it got darker, it got harder to see them. Hey Johnny, how you doing? So here's I think this is the reverse. So the 3 car was the lead car on that last run. So this one should be, he was a follower. Let's see how this comes out.
Here comes the trailer. Perfect.
So that was a first round of eliminations, and I think it was 3 or 4 rounds to get to the final. And the I think his name is Taylor Hall. He's the driver of the 3 car, and he actually ended up winning. So it was pretty cool to see a Earnhardt-ish looking car, you know. But it was a good event. Unfortunately, the videos with all the smoke, it's kind of tough to see all that stuff. But just trying to bring some of the LS Fest to you. So of course it was autocross. I don't know if Chris made it on, because this is a guy he follows, but let me see here. So of course the wild thing with LS Fest is you see all kinds of wild cars here. So there's a 350ZX. Then you got a Nissan truck. find something else here. There we go. There's a Chevelle. So like I say, you're going to see all kinds of different vehicles at LS Fest. Everything's got to be LS or LT powered. Nice early Chevelle. And let me see, I think the next one I got was a C5 Corvette, but in the beginning of the picture video here, a Porsche. I'm not up on my Porsches, so I don't know what model that is, but LS powered. Of course, a C5 vet. An E8 cone. One of the nice things about autocrossing your car is the worst thing you can do is run over a cone. Of course, there's a 2-second penalty for that, so that one really won't matter when it's all done. See if I can find another unique car, and we'll go to some drag racing. So here's one for you, for truck fans. Got a couple square bodies and a newer one that's newer than the OBS. I think it's GMT 400. They call John says, John says, I saw some drag racing coverage from the weekend. Cool. And Tony Angelo has a LS powered Porsche. He might have been there. I don't know. There was like 3 or 4 there at the event. Mike says, Tony built an LS powered Porsche that may have been there because it looks just like that. It's very possible that it was him. I didn't really get the chance to see a lot of the competitors. That's one thing about this event is that there's drag racing, autocross going on simultaneously, plus off-road running, which we didn't even see any of that. And then they switched everything over to drifting, and then Saturday night they have a burnout contest also. So there was all kinds of stuff. I didn't get any video of the burnout contest. They were, oh sorry, I'm wrong screen. So that was there's a lot going on, and every year I try to up my game, but I still have a long way to go. For you Chevelle guys, here's a Chevelle running the autocross track.
We're right there about the 200 foot mark on the It's gonna be okay.
The autocross looks pretty easy when you look at it from the grandstands, but it is challenging. Let's see what we got here. Of course, we have our LS Swap Mustangs. Yeah, John, you're right. I think everything has been LS swapped out there. I mean, there was BRZs, there was Miatas, there was a couple of the GM Solaris, the little tiny GM cars, Porsche, BMW, Volvos, pretty much like you say, you name it, it was there swapped. Let me see just if there's anything else I want to. So, drag racing, obviously, they have a couple different classes in drag racing. Then in like the autocross, they call it the Grand Champion. You actually get scored for on drag racing, on autocross at this track. They also have a track set up at the Corvette Museum racetrack. And then on Sunday they do Power Stop. So here's let me stop this one. This is Ryan from After Dark Speed. That's where I'm going to get a lot of the suspension components for the Vet Hawk. So let's watch him go around the course. This company specializes in Corvette suspension, autocross, and track attacks, and stuff like that. That's my friend Beth. So Beth has that C6 that she C5 that she runs in LS Fest, and she has a C4 that she races at Good Guys and UMI and stuff like that. She's a really tough competitor. Let me see if I can. Let's just do some enough of this. Let's do some power stopping and some drag racing real quick. All right, so here's some. So the 3S is start, slalom, stop. So you got to go, you take off like a drag race start, you do some turning or a slalom, and then you have to stop in a box. So here's this. I believe that's
Above the index.
one of the
Comes
Porsches
down to
that's
the reaction
in this
time.
video.
Regina had that in her pocket right there. Coming to the second. Regina gets to the win line. We'll see Regina pocket that. Come on, man. Midland left-hand side, the Tennessee-based 2002 model. Indiana. Yeah, there's actually a Santa Claus, Indiana. Not sure if he makes a normal stop beyond his 1 day a year. But prime bench, all flat for the car that has nothing to do with Christmas, painted yellow.
And a lot of those guys are hitting the cones there.
Bench right side,
They've gone too far out of the box.
Bench, win line, bench. Better reaction time by 400, 1205 with the 12 flat, 500 off the number. Pittman had a small little window to get in, but instead he breaks down to 500 up in the index, and right bench. Job is you want to run as close to the index as you can without going under it.
So that's what they do now. There's two tracks. There's a left and a right. So you get scored for the left and the right. They're not actually racing each other, but you have to go through both sides, and your score gets averaged. But it's pretty cool to do. It was a lot of fun. Trying to see if there was something. All right, so let's get out of there. Let's go to the drag race portion. We'll show some drag racing. So here's just some stills I took. I was trying to kind of get in so I could remember the classes. But this was, I believe, that was the no time class. And then they had stock block. There's anybody that follows Drive and Drag, that's KSR's soccer mom, which they ran a personal best this weekend. But all these cars have to have stock engine blocks in them, and it's a heads-up race, first across the finish line. This is just some Saturday qualifying. Just trying to get some stuff out of the stands. Very twitchy with the telephoto lens. You need to get that out. I think that was a stick shift car there. How cool, John! You knew the guy in the blue truck. That's awesome. Watch this really.
in the class, right-hand side, Charles Chapel will come up next, and Justin Burton, left-hand side. Maryville, Kentucky-based 2008 model Chevrolet Corvette. 11 flat the index. Look at the index board on the right-hand side. Chapel in the Gleason, Tennessee-based 1993 model Mustang styles at the bottom of the pack. The quickest index you can put on the window, 775 for the 1993 model Mustang. That means left side gets to go first by 3.25 seconds over 3 full seconds of handicap, going to Justin Burton. And then Charles Chapel will try to chase him down. It's a lot of patience to wait 3 full seconds when you see your opponent going out there in front of you. On the stage. Chapel already around the Corvette at mid-track. Now he needs to get there first and not break out, and he'll get the job done. 8:39 on the 775. He had a much better. Cleanup time. We are ready to rock and roll once more. Back into our current performance wiring street king class. We'll get it going here with Tony Ortiz and Trevor DeRochi. DeRochi, right-hand side, 1988 model Corvette, now 1175. It gets 2 seconds plus. Under by 1200ths of a second. Tony gets away with one. 9 inside out of Missouri. 975 the index, and it gets 2 full seconds. Brian gets to go first in front of Turbo Tammy Burks. Tammy and Daniel Burks out of Santa Fe. 3,000 model Turbo Burks. 775.
So that's some of the drag racing. Let me see if I can get to some of the faster cars here. Yeah. Here's the stick shift class. Let me stop this here. So here's the stick shift. These guys, all these had stick shifts in them. Yeah, Mike, to be at the event, you have to have an LS or LT powered vehicle. Here's a couple more stick shift cars. There's an S2000 in the right lane. And these cars have to be H pattern shifted. They can't use a sequential shifter. Toyota and a Nissan, or a Lexus. Yeah, I think it's a Lexus.
Winter pulling the wheels off the starting line and in second gear, hanging with the 240, and he'll pick up the win. 10:39.
These guys are quick 16. Got it altered over there and then truck on this side.
picks him up. 465 on the 460. He has 300 to the bank.
They're running eighth mile. They're not running a full quarter. There's an AMC. So, like we said, there's everything.
Beautiful AMC. He ran 5:45 and qualified. He's got a 5:08 on the board.
Give him the womp job on that one.
Comes up out of Florence, Alabama, in the square body S10 over the right lane. And Rodney Payne back up here in his 68 Crown.
Yeah, the big tire car going to make another shot at it. 633 the dial, left side 770 for Cox. Gets you want to drive it right with the sandbox at the top end of the racetrack.
That guy didn't make it down the track. These guys are the no-time shootouts. No board, nothing on the scoreboard.
Turn on the wind lights.
On a four-link car, you basically added...
That may be, John, that may be your buddy with the Falcon right there.
The rod end adjustment.
Looks like something came off the right-hand side and hit the guy on the left side.
We're getting warm. It's starting to get up on
There's a
temperature.
RX-7, old school RX-7.
You got to be able to finagle the starting line and get your suspension and tire settings right so you don't put down too much power and you can make it work.
Yeah, and these two cars, qualified for number 6, they are incredibly close in performance. Like, runs that they made today,
a lot of people sleeping at the starting line. This is the stock block, guys.
And Hunt will close the door on him, but with a lot of smoke.
You can see they're running pretty good times there.
Got a whole bunch of performance, so he lines up here with Emma Chappell, the number 2
There's
qualifier, who went 461
soccer mom.
yesterday. This should be a titanium matchup right here. It's all to do with the start. Chappell, but Kevin right alongside. To the finish line, soccer mom upsets the number 2 qualifier, 462. T of the round, 463. Dana should have been qualified.
A couple of solo passes.
He had a competitor that on paper he should have been able to beat. He didn't beat himself. He ran a 479. So Johnson has a single shot. He can take a shot at the racetrack and check it out. See, that's exactly what happened.
That was probably him, John, because most of the guys that were running in no time were no prep cars. I didn't see what kind of power he was running, but that probably was him. Yeah, Dave, they're running pretty darn good. And so we'll just end with a couple of shots of our stuff here. Some pics of Dave's car. Cleaned up real nice. And let's see here. Oh, sorry. Didn't switch screens. Let me This is our buddy Chad's truck. His truck's been in a bunch of trucking magazines. He's won Best of Show at LS Fest 3 years in a row. Really beautiful truck. He just got a big article in OBS Digest, and he says he's getting a cover on another trucking magazine coming up. But really insanely beautiful truck. Perfect name on the truck too. Second Chick. This is one of the guys who was hanging out with us. He actually, I think, won Best Muscle Car. Still have to go through the slides to get all the winner class winners to see what they were all in. There's a little walk around on Dave's. I can't tell you how many people said walking by the car that it was top 3 in the show. Fortunately, we didn't win anything, but I'm really grateful that Dave let me take it up to show it off. And Dave, you can tell Kim, everybody loved the color. They couldn't believe the color of that car. And there's Scott's Le Mans. I think that's it. So, yeah, that was a quick rundown of our weekend up at LS Fest. I see John said a friend Jeff was there with a pace truck with LSA. I don't know if I saw it, but it was tons and tons of beautiful cars. The sticker on Dave's car was 35 and change car number, registration number. So, I mean, nearly 4,000 cars in attendance. Of course, every year they break the spectator attendance record. Really, really huge. Huge event. Hey, Chris, I see you're on. I got some pictures of Smitty's car, but I haven't gone through them enough to get them all sorted out. But everything I showed on the channel tonight will be stuff will be in the event video I'm gonna put together this week. So look for that. And now we're back in town, so now it's back to work. So hope everybody had a great Labor Day weekend and had a great week. And we'll go ahead and get on the show next week. Oh, yeah. So John, the shop inspector did great. Traveled 9 hours, one day up and one day back, zero problems. Forgot he was even in the back of the truck. Everybody wanted to pet him. He was a star at the show, and he did really good. So I think he's almost past his traveling credentials. Still working on some of his other certifications he needs before he becomes a full shop inspector. But he's making good progress and getting big. He's already, when we got him 5 weeks ago, he was 15 pounds. He's 30 pounds now. So the only update I got on the Studebakers, I went Labor Day weekend, which I told you guys last week. I got the engine back together, and now we're just trying to put together a hub dyno session. So I'm trying to work it with my buddy in Fort Myers. It's got a hub dyno, and then work it with Leo. So hopefully within the next couple of weeks we'll get that on the hub dyno, and we'll get that thing back running. And once we get a clean bill of health on the hub dyno, it'll be back to the racetrack. And perfect timing because Bradenton just did a bunch of upgrades to the facility, and they're just now getting back to going. Of course, it's not turbo weather yet, but it'll be coming around. So that's really the only updates. But I do have the engine completely together. If you watch episode 109, I got some video on that, and you can check that out. Putting the engine back together, timing it, cam, and doing all that stuff. So that's kind of the quick update on the Studebaker. So that hopefully we'll get some more track footage on that very shortly. So I see kind of went past the 8 o'clock deal. So I appreciate everybody watching. Remember, hit the like button. It helps with the algorithm. Share it with your friends. Do all that stuff. If you're not wow, can't even speak. If you're not subscribed, subscribe. It's free. You won't get junk mail or anything like that. It just helps you find whenever I put up new information. You'll get notifications and stuff like that. So I really appreciate everybody coming out tonight. And you all have a great rest of your week and weekend. And see everybody next Tuesday. See ya.